Welcome teachers, educators and aspiring teachers. If you are planning for the CTET Paper 1, then you might be feeling a little overwhelmed as to how to convert metric system. Let me first show you the questions which have come in the last 4 exams. So since August 2023, these exams have been offline. We had 2 years of online exams. I'm not taking those questions. But in the offline questions, let me show you what were the questions which were asked for metric system. Came in August 2023. And it says Priyadarshini mixed 4.8 kg of almonds, 2,500 grams of raisin, 3.5 kg of cashew, and packed the mixture. What is the weight of each packet? So basically, this is an addition sum, but what you need to know out here is conversion. So this is the aspect of the metric system which was asked. In January 2024, it was a very simple conversion question. 1 millimeter is the same as how many? So you have to figure out what this is. In July 2024, we had 2 questions. So one is one egg has a mass of 65 grams. So what is the mass of 2 dozen eggs? So this is basically a multiplication sum, but you need to know how to multiply. And the second question was another 23 hectometer and 8 decameter is equal to how many meters? So all the answers have to be in meters. In December 2024, again we had a question, what is 7 kg, 7 grams if it is subtracted from? How much do we get if we subtract this from 9 kgs? Another question. So 2 questions. Radha walks so many kilometers per day. So you have to add and be able to give the answers in kilometers. So basically on conversions. So if you look at the kind of questions that have been asked, there are 2 things you need to know. One is what is the relationship between kilometers, hectometers, decameters. So what is that relationship and how does one convert from the others? The addition subtraction I'm sure you will be able to do. In today's video, we will focus on breaking down the metric system and what is it that you need to know so that you can crack any question asked on the metric system with ease. Hi, I'm Dr. Swasti Dhar and I train teachers and trainee teachers to crack the CTET in their first attempt through my self-paced courses. Once you're a part of the course, you automatically become a part of the class WhatsApp group, and 3 to 4 months prior to the upcoming exam, we meet for weekly discussions and solving of the previous year papers. You can check out all the courses on my website www.lwsctet.com. And if this video is up to your liking, do like, do subscribe to my channel and share it with as many teachers as you can. Let's begin. So what is the metric system and where is it used? Internationally, the metric system, you would have heard words like kilometers, kiloliters, liters, meters. They're all a part of the metric system. And the reason why people convert to the or use the metric system is because 1, it's universal, more or less universal. 2, it uses base 10, that is you're always multiplying or dividing with 10 or multiples of 10. So 10, 100, 1000. So that makes it very, very easy. So what does the metric system measure? So there are 3 things that are measured. One is the length. Second is anything that is weight, the mass. And third is volume. And we measure them in meters, that is for length, grams for mass or weight, and liters for volume. So do all countries use the metric system? Internationally, yes, because internationally when you have to deal with another country, it is always good to have a standardized way of measuring. But within the country, no, because you would have heard of ounces, pounds, acres, hectares. So there are different measurements, but let's focus on the metric system. So the first thing that we learn is the names and the meanings so that conversion becomes easier for you. So let's start with kilo, which means 1000. This is all Greek. Please know all these words are Greek. Then we have hecto or hecta, sometimes hecto or hecta, which means 100. Then we have deca. You have heard words like decade, which means 10. Here we put the unit. Then we have deci, which is 1/10. We have centi, which is 1 by 100, 100. And we have milli, which is 1 by 1000. So what does this mean? So if we write the unit out here, it means that 10 meters is 1 decameter. That is written as DAM. 100 meters is 1 hectometer and 1000 meters is 1 kilometer. Similarly, we have 10 liters equal to 1 decaliter, 100 liters equal to 1 hectoliter and 1000 liters equal to 1 kiloliter, and 10 grams equal to 1 decagram, 100 grams equal to 1 hectogram and 1000 grams equal to 1 kilogram. So this is when you multiply by 100. On the other side, 1/10 of a meter is 1 decimeter. This is written as dm. 1/100th of a meter is 1 centimeter and 1,000th of a meter is equal to 1 millimeter. Let me fill in the others. Similarly, all these can be seen. Do we have to learn up everything? No. For the CTET, you have to learn up 2 things. One is you should know the main ones. You should know the order. So it is kilo, then hecta or hecto, then deca, then the unit out here, and deci, centi, milli. So you should know the order and you should know the names. The second thing you should know is how does one convert? This is very, very important because most of your question comes on conversion. So let's learn how to convert because conversion is the most important thing that you need to know. So I've written this out this way. Let's say you have to convert it into kilometers. You want to know 1 meter is equal to how many kilometers. So the simple rule is 1 meter will be less kilometers, right? So 1 meter is small. 1 meter is say length of we buy cloth, so that's 1 meter. It will be very little kilometers. So we will have to divide by how much? Divide by 10, 100, 1000. So 1 meter becomes 1 by 1000 kilometers. Let's take the opposite scenario when we want 1 meter. How many millimeters is it? So 1 millimeter is very small, the size of say 1 hair or 2-3 hairs put together. So it will be bigger. So 1 meter you will multiply with 10, 100, 1000. So it becomes 1000 millimeter. So what is the general rule? So let's say you have to convert 1 millimeter into something which is higher. So you will divide by 10, divide by 100. So the general rule will be that once you go up, you will have to divide, and on your way down, you have to multiply. So these are the only 2 rules you need to know. You need to know the names, the prefixes, and then how does one convert? How does one take from a smaller to a bigger or a bigger to a smaller? Keeping these 2 knowledge in mind, let's go back to the questions which were asked in the CTET, starting with August 2023. So let's read the question. Priyadarshini mixed 4.8 kg almonds, 2500 grams of raisin and 3.5 kg of cashew and packed the mixtures equally into 3 dozen packets. What is the weight of each packet? So we have 4.8 kgs, 2500 grams and 3.5 kgs. Now kg and gram we cannot add. So we have to convert either everything into grams or everything into kilograms. It's always better to convert things into the smaller one. You have bigger numbers to go. So 4.8 kilogram, we have to convert it into grams. So we have to go to hectogram 10, decagram 100 and grams, which is 1000. So 4.8 kilograms is equal to 4800 grams because that is 4.8 into 1000. Okay, so 1 decimal point goes 1, 2, 3. So 4800 grams. To this we have to add 2500 grams and again 3.5 kgs is 3500 grams. Now everything is in grams, we can add it. So this is 10,800 grams. This is the first part. So total weight that he has is 10,800 grams and he has put all of this into 3 dozen packets. So 1 dozen is 12, therefore 3 dozen is 36. So the question which is asked is what is the weight of each packet? So that is 10,800 to be divided by 36. Now the trick is to divide by the biggest number you know. Now I've seen students, they start dividing by 2, then they will divide by another 2. That takes a lot of time. This is a competitive exam and time is of essence. Hence the biggest number you know to divide by. That is why your multiplication tables are very, very important. As I mentioned in video 1, you need to know your arithmetic, your multiplication, you should know that. So let's go and start dividing with the biggest number that you can because that will make things easier and faster. So let's divide by 12. 12 3s are 36 and 12 9s are 108. That's 900. Now this becomes easy. So this is 300 grams. Let's go back to the question. So the answer is 300 grams. So that is why these 2 concepts, knowing the names and knowing how to convert, become the most important concepts of the metric system that you need to know. Let's now do the other sums. So the January 2024 sum is very, very simple. They just ask 1 millimeter is equal to what? So since the answers have been given in centimeter, centimeter and meter, let's see 1 millimeter is equal to what in centimeters and meter. Convert it to centimeter. We are going up the scale, we have to divide. So it will be 0.1 centimeter. So let me take you to the what we had learnt out here, to the scale. So we have 1 millimeter. We are going up, so we have to divide. So it will be 1 by 10 centimeter. 1 by 10 centimeters is 0.1 centimeter. What will it be in meters? We will have to go up to here. So here I have to divide by 10, 100, 1000. So 1 divided by 1000 meters, which is 0.001. Let's see what the question says. It says 0.01 meters. So this is wrong. It is 0.001 meters. Hence, this is the correct answer. 1 millimeter is equal to 0.1 centimeter. The next question, it says 1 egg. This is from July 2024, the first question from July 2024. It says one egg has a mass of about 65 grams. What is the mass of 2 dozen grams? So one egg is 65 grams. 2 dozen eggs, that is 2 into 12 eggs. How much will it weigh? So that is 65 into 2 into 12 grams. So that is 130 into 12 grams. Always make it easier. So 130 into 12. 12 is 10 plus 2. So 130 into 10 is 1300. And I think 130 into 2 you can do 260. 13 2s are 26. So 1560 grams. Now let's see if the answer is so simple. What does the question say? So to convert it into kilograms, we have to divide by 1000. This gets cancelled. 1.56. So our answer is 1.56 kilograms. Not 1 kg 56 grams because it is 560 grams out here, and these answers are totally wrong. The next question they have asked in July 2024 is 22 hectometer and 8 decameter is what in meters? All the answers is given in meters. So let's convert from 22 hectometer. So hectometer to meter we have to multiply. Multiply with what? Hectometer to decameter is 10 and decameter to meter is another 10, so 100. So 22 hectometer becomes 2200 meters. So that we have got this done. And 8 decameter, we just have to multiply with 10. So 8 into 10 is 80. So 2280 meters will be our answer. So 2280, this is the answer. The next question is from December 2024, the recent one on 14th of December. It says Radha walks 3 kilometers 725 meters per day on Monday, Wednesday and Friday, whereas she walks 2 kilometers 9 meters per day on Tuesdays and Thursdays. What is the total distance? You just have to add up all this. But they have given the answers in kilometers, so let's try and keep this in kilometers. Okay, 3.725. 3 kilometers 725 meters will be 3.725 kilometers. This has to be multiplied by 3 because Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And now what is 9 meters? 9 meters will be 009. This she walks 2 days. So this is what we have to find. So let's do the multiplication first. 3.725 into 3. In case you're not too clear, she walks 2 kilometers and 9 meters. So we have to convert this. 2 kilometers is 2 kilometers, but 9 meters is, we have to divide by 1000 because we're converting everything into kilometers. So this is your decameter, this is your hectometer, and this is your meter. 2.009 kilometers. Okay, so that is how you get this. So what were the two things we have to multiply? 3.725 into 3. So that will be equal to, I'm just multiplying right from here. 3 5s are 15. Carry 1, 3 2s are 6, 7, 3 7s are 21, carry 2, we'll put that point, 3 3s are 9, 10, 11, so 11.175 and 2.009 into 2, so this is 18, 0 and 4, so 8 plus 5, 13, carry 1, 9, 1.15, so 15.193, let's see the answer, so here's the answer, 15.193. This is how you get the answer. So there's one more question to be done. Let's do that. Here they ask, what is the result when 7 kg and 7 grams has to be subtracted from 9 kilograms? You can do this sum directly in kgs also, but suppose you need to know the first step. Let's convert 9 kgs into grams. We have to multiply with 1000. So that's 9000. And 7 kgs and 7 grams. So 7000 and 7 grams. So we are subtracting 3, 9, 9 and 8 minus 1 is 7. So this many grams will equal to, if we just divide by 1000, we have 1.993 kilograms. So from grams we go back to kilograms because the answer has been given in kilograms. So 1.993 is the last one out here. So those are the questions which were asked for the metric system. As you can see, there are only 3 things you have to know. I've just added on to the third one. I've not taught it out here. You should be able to multiply and divide by 100. So to multiply by 100, we add zeros, and to divide by 100, we just subtract the zeros, as in we get the decimal, take it from right to left. So that's how you have to do the multiplication and division. Otherwise, you should know the hierarchy of the names. It's kilo right at the top and milli right at the bottom, and then you should be able to convert. The addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, I presume that you know. What are the other topics that can come from here? You could be asked in paper 2, for example, to convert from square meters to square centimeters. So you just have to multiply that. You should also be able to convert from Celsius to Kelvin because that's the temperature one, and you should be able to convert from non-conventional to conventional. So let me know if you want that. I can always make another video totally for paper 2 where you have slightly higher sums. I hope this video was useful. Do press the like if it was useful because that really helps me. Share this video and in the next video I will be talking about fractions. Thank you for watching.